Hello everybody, welcome back to the shop. Well, I've been busier than a one-arm wallpaper hanger. Here's a quick look at what I've been up to. So a lot of you that normally watch the channel know that a while ago I took a 1940 air motor windmill, took it down, restored it, and put it up here on my farm. And I've been talking about the water tower that I was going to build to hold the water that the windmill pumps. Well, the time has come and we're moving forward with that project. So here is the back of our house. And when we bought this house, there was a deck that extended from past these palm trees right here all the way and kind of did a banjo style thing around the back of the house. And whoever built it needs to have their contractor's license basically revoked. Horrible job. Had a lot of problems with it, so I just decided to tear it down. Now if you look around, you'll see that there is a ton of fresh dirt on the ground. What I've done is brought the grade to the correct grade to match the soccer field area over there and go all the way over to the pond. Now this isn't finished grade, we're at least getting close, and I will remove this little wooden landing here, and we'll start forming everything in concrete and pour a nice concrete deck. Now you ask, what in the world does this have to do with building a water tower? Well, see those blue tanks? Those are the pressure tanks here for the house. Behind that is where the water tower is going to go. There is a natural rise in elevation over there. We're going to use that to our advantage, and I'll explain that in a minute. There is lots and lots of infrastructure that has to go in the ground, meaning that when that water tank starts to fill up with water, the waste or overflow water has to go somewhere. If the overflow water went over there, it would run beside my house and be a wet mess all the time. We don't want that. So the piping had to go in the ground to come all the way to the new construction back here, because there's going to be a water feature that any overflow water powers a water feature, and then from the drain from the water feature will eventually go back to the pond, which goes into our aquifer here. So essentially we'll recycle any wastewater that at the time, we can't catch. Over here is all of the utility work that I've been doing. There is an overflow. There is an emergency overflow, there is house water, drinking water, and then there is one spare chase pipe that runs over there in case I ever need future expansion. There is about 6,800 feet of pipe, to the best of my knowledge, that I put in the ground. Now I know you're going to say, what in the world? But let me explain. We call this the soccer field. This is where my kids, you can see their soccer goal over there. My kids play soccer and they play in this field quite a bit. I decided to run electrical, irrigation water, and pressure tank water, which is the house drinking water, all the way around this field, all the way to that back corner, all the way over, past the hedge to the right, back to the back gate back there. So I have power. I will eventually have power all the way to the back gate. All right, so here's what I did. The big pipe is 1.5 inches. That's irrigation water. That will eventually come from the windmill tower when I turn the irrigation valve on. 2 of these taller pipes are nothing but conduits for electrical wires. Again, this pipe just marks the pipes down in the ground. They're not glued on. They just mark them so I can get down there and do my final connections and pull my wire through. And then that small pipe right there will be pressure tank water. It's schedule 40 PVC pipe. And about every 75 feet all the way around this field are the same thing repeated over and over and over again. So my friend Jeff McCrink at Ground Up Services LLC came out and he did all of the trenching. There was about 4 or 5 of us trenching for 2 days to get in this 6,800 feet of pipe that's out here. But at the same time, Jeff has this really neat thing called a forestry chipper. And so he brought it out here to the property and was able to go into the woods here. If you've never seen one of these things operate, they are absolutely amazing. He came in here, this is a big rotary drum chipper. It runs in front of a skid steer. It basically takes everything in here, chops the trees down and grinds them up, including the stumps, without having to pick up a single chainsaw or cutter or anything. It is the easiest way to ever chip brush. Look down below for a link. If you live anywhere near Florida, He travels and brings his equipment. He does all kinds of land clearing. Be sure to check him out. And he's cleared out this spot for me. He also did some other land clearing to make room for a tree fort for the kids. Oh, look, we have a visitor. It's Brett from the Survival Comms YouTube channel. You guys might not know that he lives like a half a mile from here. So he comes over here and borrows the shop from time to time. If you haven't checked out Brett's channel, it's Survival Comms. He does all kinds of cool radio stuff, electronic stuff, gun stuff, knife stuff. Say hi, Brett.
Hello, everyone.
Reference point, there's the blue tanks I showed you in just a minute ago. See all these pipes sticking up out of the ground? This is roughly where the water tower is going to go. And all of these pipes will service the water tower for different functions. Not to panic, there is 2 spare pipes that are just in the ground just in case. One's for internet, one's for power. 4-inch chase pipe there is just for future use. Water from the windmill, water out to irrigate everything, house water, electrical in, electrical out. They're all marked, I know where they go. But essentially, this is where the water tower is going to go. Now, look here. If you look, you'll see we're at an elevation change. We have about probably 6 to 8 feet of elevation change that we're going to use to our advantage. The general rule for water is you get approximately a half PSI for every foot of elevation that you get. It'll be 30 foot tall, so it'll stand up right here. So it'll go 30 feet in the air. It'll hold 1,000 gallons of water. And the water at bare minimum will be 30 feet from the ground. So that roughly equates to 15 PSI, but I can add another 3 PSI of water pressure in the house just by using the natural change in elevation of the land. So the water tower has been blueprinted and designed by my friend Will Broswell. He is a structural engineer. He has gone over the plans, he's stamped them. They have a wind rating of 150 mile an hour on it. And he's given me all the prints for all the rebar work that I have to do in the ground to make sure that this thing can stand up. Well, folks, as you can see, I've got a huge project ahead of me. I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about getting started. As you can imagine, a project of this magnitude is going to take me a lot of time to do it on my own, but I'm excited about bringing you along for the ride. Be patient as I do it as I have time, but in the end, I think the results are going to be worth the wait. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you real soon.